Okay guys, we're going to look at the math problem from yesterday. So we're going to do like we always do and read it through carefully and chunk as we go. So at the Tasty Bakery, cupcakes cost 55 cents each. Bagels cost $1.25. And that's written as a excuse me, frog on my throat. This is numbers written as a word, so I want to make sure I chunk it. How much more do 3, chunk again, bagels cost than 3, number word again, chunk, cupcakes? Okay, so this is tricky because there are a lot of number words, and when numbers are written as words, sometimes they slip right by us. So it's important to notice and chunk those. Okay, before we do any thinking, we're going to write our answer statement. If the question is how much more do 3 bagels cost than 3 cupcakes, we're going to write, give myself plenty of room, 3 bagels cost blank more than 3 cupcakes. And that's kind of blurry. There we go. Okay, so now what I have to do is I have to figure out where I go from here. Well, let me stop and think. I know that we're buying cupcakes and we're buying bagels. So first things first, let's figure out how much cupcakes cost and how much bagels cost. Okay, so I'm going to put a C for cupcakes and a B for bagels. Okay, so cupcakes are 55 cents each, and I know I'm buying 3 of them. So to figure that out, I would do 3 times 55 equals N. And remember, N just means a number I don't know. So I'm going to set that up and do 55 times 3. 3 times 5 is 15. So I put down the 5 and I carry the 1. I'm carrying the 1 that's really a 10. Then I do 3 times 5 is 15. 15 plus 1 is 16. So I get 165. And because this is actually money, I know that 165 is actually $1.65. So again, this is the cost of the cupcakes. So now I'm going to move on to the bagels. I know a bagel costs $1.25. I'm buying 3 of them, so I'm going to do 3 times $1.25 equals N, because that's showing me buying 3 bagels. So now I'm going to do $1.25 times 3. So 3 times 5 is 15. Put down the 5 and I carry the 1, which is really a 10. So I'm carrying the 1 and putting it in the 10's place. 3 times 2 is 6, plus the 1 10 I carried. 6 plus 1 is 7. 3 times 100 is 300, and I write it down here. I bring down the decimal point, and now I know that 3 bagels costs $3.75. Great. So now what this means is I know how much bagels cost, and I know 3 bagels costs, and I know how much 3 cupcakes costs. But that's not answering my question. My question is, how much more do 3 bagels cost than 3 cupcakes? Well, that means I need to take this and subtract this. So if I was writing an equation, I would write this. And then I set it up. 5 minus 5 is 0. 7 minus 6 is 1. Bring down the decimal point. 3 minus 1 is 2. And now I have my answer. 3 bagels costs $2.10 more than 3 cupcakes. Okay? That's how you solve the first one. Okie dokie artichokes. Okie dokie. Moving on to the second one. The second one has Brian and Jack went bowling together. Brian's score was 63. Chunk. Jack's score was exactly double Brian's. What is the total of their scores? Chunk. Okay, first things first, I'm going to do an answer statement. The total of their scores is whatever. I think it's auto-focusing. There we go. Okay, so what do I know? Stop and think. Okay, I know two guys are going bowling. I know Brian's score. And I don't know Jack's score exactly, but I do know something. I know Brian's score is 63. And I know not everyone likes to use bar models, but this is a great place to think about using one. Because if I know that Brian's score is 63, if I know that Jack's is double that, that kind of helps me set up an idea for what Jack's could be. If Brian's 63 and Jack's is double that, that kind of helps me get an idea for how do I figure out Jack's score. I can figure out Jack's score by doing 2 times 63. And that's a frozen hand. I don't know what's going on with this camera today. Let's welcome back to the world of clearness or clarity. Okay, see, because I'm doing 2 times 63. So when I do that, what do I get? 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 6 tens is 12 tens, which is 126 is Jack's score. So I'm done, right? No, I am not. Because the question is, what is the total of their scores? Well, the total of their scores means I need to use both of them. So that means I'm going to take Brian's score, which is 63, and I'm going to add it to Jack's score, which is 126. Only then can I get the total scores. So there's my equation. Now I'm going to actually do the addition. 6 plus 3 is 9. 2 and 6 is 8. 1 and 0 is 1. The total of their scores is 189. So there's that one. And finally, we are on the last one. Hopefully this one will stay clear for us. Okay, Grace started her own gardening business. She charges $6 an hour for mowing lawns and $11 per hour for pulling weeds. In September, she mowed lawns for 63 hours. Wow. And pulled weeds for 9 hours. How much money did she earn in September? Chunk. So, start yourself off right with an answer statement. If the question is how much money did she earn in September, she earned in September. So I've written my answer statement. Okay, and I've left space. Okay, I'm seeing more than 2 numbers. So what does that tell me? That tells me this is a 2-part problem at least. So I'm going to split my workspace just to set myself up. Let's autofocus again. Okay, so now stop and think. Okay, Grace, gardening business. What does she do with her gardening business? She mows lawns and she pulls weeds, and she makes money for doing both of those things. So what would make sense here is to figure out, all right, how much money did she make mowing lawns, and then figure out how much money did she make pulling weeds. So let's start with the mowing lawns. And I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm just going to give it an abbreviation, ML, for mowing lawns. Okay, she makes $6 an hour mowing lawns. And if I look back here, I see that she mowed lawns for 63 hours. So I'm going to do 63 hours times $6 an hour to figure out how much money she made mowing lawns. So when I set that up, 6 times 3 is 18. Can't put a 2-digit in a 1-digit spot, so I put down the 8 and I carry the 1. 6 times 6 is 36, plus the 1 I carry makes it 37. So now I know that she made $378 mowing lawns. Okay, but I'm not done. I still need to figure out how much money she made pulling weeds, because she had 2 parts to her job. She also pulled weeds. Okay, so what do I know about the pulling weeds part? I know she made $11 per hour. I also know she did it for 9 hours in September. So that's 9 hours times $11 per hour equals N, or unknown. And now I'm going to set it up. 11 times 9 is 99. So now I know that she made $99 pulling weeds. So I'm still not done, because the question asks me how much did she make total in September. Well, the way I do that is by taking the money she made mowing lawns and put it with the money she made pulling weeds. So that's got to have its own space. So I just find some space somewhere, and that's going to be 378 plus the 99 from the pulling weeds, and I set it up somewhere where I have room. Nine and 8 is 17, so I put down the 7, carry the 1, put in the tens place. 1 and 7 is 8, 8 and 9 is 17, put down the 7, carry the 1, 1 and 3 is 4. So go Grace, she earned $477 in September. So that's how we solve those problems. I hope this cleared some things up. I hope you were successful in your problem solving, and I hope you continue to use good computation and problem solving for today's problems. See you when I see you.